Y'all got hot wings, bruh? I need some hot wings. Y'all put me some hot wings together. A mean little 10 piece. 10 piece.
It's a meter. Fumarito. Jody Love Fire, bitch favorite fat nigga. And today we gonna be reviewing. God damn, I can't talk today. We will be reviewing another movie. Today's movie is called Idiocracy, and I want to. It's an old school movie from 2006, but I want to review it because I feel like that's where society's going. We're going to Idiocracy, which is basically stupid people over the time will control the world, will rule the world, because it's majority rules, right? Majority over minority, and I feel like the newer generation, I'm pretty sure people from the previous generation of mine said the same thing or felt the same way about my generation, but I feel like the future generations are gonna be like not as intelligent, not as intellectual, not as smart, not as wise. And that's basically what the movie Idiocracy is about. So it starts off with a husband and a wife, and they're undecided. They don't know when they want to have children, if they want to have children. The economy isn't right for them to have children. So after 15 years of them being undecided, the husband dies he has a heart attack trying to put some sperm. He's jacking off trying to put some sperm into a cup so then they could maybe save it, freeze it for the future when they do decide, because he's getting up in age, and swimmers ain't swimming when you get to, get up in them ages. So he's dead. The wife freezes her eggs and says she's waiting for the right guy. I'm pretty sure that the right guy never comes around and she dies as well. So that depicts the side of the intellectuals not rapidly reproducing like the dumb motherfuckers. So the dumb motherfuckers, they fucking like rabbits. Dumb motherfuckers is reproducing. They having all the babies. So 500 years later, you can imagine what happened. So Luke Wilson, which is Joe Bowers, which is the main character. Rita, which is the prostitute, which is the other person that he signs up for the experiment, which is Maya Rudolph. And so him and Maya Rudolph, they meet before they get put in a time capsule. Maya Rudolph is a prostitute that, trying to get that bread up. So she signed up for the experiment, being in a capsule for a year for the bread. Okay, so he is like stupid as well, but not as stupid as where he's going. He's just not like super smart. He's kind of below average, to be honest. So he comes to the conclusion she's an artist and not a prostitute, but through the conversation they had. So they get put in the boxes. They close the boxes up. 500 years later, they wake up. Luke goes crashing through his lawyer / best friend. Well, his new friend, the first friend he made / lawyer, Frito. He crashes through his apartment while Frito is watching the most popular show in the world at that time, which is a show about people kicking dudes in the nuts. People watch that religiously, like how people watch the Super Bowl. They're watching dudes get kicked in the nuts. So Joe Bowers, I'm gonna just call him Joe for now, because his name changes later on in the movie. But Joe, he's trying to get some help from Frito, but Frito ain't having it because he's trying to watch niggas get kicked in the balls. So he kicked Joe out the house. So Joe now, he's frantically trying to find like help and see like what's going on, like where the army at, cause nigga, what's going on? So he goes to the hospital. When he gets to the hospital, the fucking hospital look like a damn train station. Like that shit did not look like a hospital. So while he's in the hospital, He's trying to get some help. He gets thirsty, trying to get some water, drink some water. But through the water, in the water fountain, it's not water. It's like their version of Gatorade, which is called Brando. The company is Brando, but it's basically Gatorade. So, he drinks some of that Brando and goes to get help. When he goes to get checked up, when you get your blood pressure checked, they put the thing on your arm. Instead of that, it's like a 3 metal prongs. One goes in your asshole, one goes in your mouth, and one goes in your ear. So he goes through the process, and then the dude that's the nurse, I guess he's the nurse, that's like doing the checkup, mistakes the asshole one for the mouth one. So Joe gotta take the one out of his butt, put it in his mouth so he could get properly tested. So after he gets tested, he go wash his mouth out with that Gatorade, with that Brando. And then he gets sent to the main doctor, which comes in smoking. But he's dumb as a box of rocks, man. And he's the head doctor, dumb as a box of rocks. So he realizes that Joe doesn't have a barcode on his arm. I guess instead of identification like IDs or driver license, they got barcodes. And Joe happens to not have one. So this motherfucker like, yo, you unscannable. He panics. They have a screaming contest, and then Joe runs off. After a while, Joe gets locked up, goes to jail, and gets his brand. But in this society, everything is mainly automated. AI is doing everything. But AI is just as stupid as everybody in the society, because I guess they the ones that programmed it. So it's a lot of mistakes happening, a lot of mistakes with the AI. So while he's trying to get his barcode, his name is Joe Bowers. Well, it was Joe Bowers. So when he gets his barcode, his name now is not sure, because he is not sure what the fuck is going on. So after he gets his barcode, he goes back and to his cell or whatever. But he ends up, because he was average 500 years ago, but right now he's damn near Einstein times 2. So he tricked the prison guard and escapes. So I'm gonna pause his story right there and go to Rita, the prostitute. So at this point in time, she's out her capsule as well, and she catch on quick, like, oh yeah, y'all stupid. So she back on the block, straight back to what she was doing, what she know best. But this time she ain't even gotta do nothing strange for the piece of change. She's so smart, she tricking them into paying to wait. She had one of her customers waiting for 3 days. So back to Joe. Joe escapes. He ends up running into Rita. And then after he runs into Rita, him and Frito are trying to find he asked Frito to take him to the time machine, because Frito knows where the time machine is. He promised to open a bank account in the past, so all the way 500 years in the future, the interest should build up to billions of dollars. So Frito think, I'm gonna get this nigga to the time machine and I'm gonna be a billionaire. So Frito's helping him get to the time machine. So in the middle of this, Joe gets locked up again. They get him, but instead of going to jail, he goes to they take him to the White House. They take him to the White House because when he was getting his barcode, he also took an IQ test. And when he took that IQ test, he scored the highest in the motherfucking world, because everybody is dirt stupid. 500 years ago, he would have been of below average IQ test. But 500 years later, smartest man in the world. So now he's the smartest man in the world. And Terry Crews, which is the president, Terry Crews, which is the president, calls him to be the Secretary of Interior. No, the Attorney General. No, Yes, the Secretary of Interior calls him to be the Secretary of Interior, and they're having a major problem. So when his first, as soon as Terry Crews introduced him as Secretary to the Interior, to like it's a presidential meeting. So after he get this Secretary of Interior thing, he meets the Secretary of Energy, the Secretary of State, the Secretary of Defense, the Secretary of Education, and the Attorney General. They're all dumb as boxes of rocks. Terry Crews is dumb as boxes of rocks. And his name is President Camacho. So President Camacho is having a presidential meeting with all the governors from every state in America. So they're so like this is a display of the stupidity. Everybody is in all the governors are screaming at the president. And to calm him down, Terry Crews, which is President Camacho, pulls out a gun and starts shooting in the air to calm everybody down. So after he gets everybody to calm down, his solution is we have the smartest guy in the world now, so he's gonna fix all our problems. And their two main problems is they can't grow any crop like any plants at all. And they've been having dust storms, a lot of dust storms. So the reason they can't grow crop is they don't water the plants. They brando the plants, like they spray the plants with Gatorade and thought the plants was gonna grow. And the fact that Gatorade / Brando has a lot of sodium in it, the salt will compile on the dirt to where it would make the dust storm. It would dry out the dirt. So once the wind hit, the dust storms will happen. So he gives them the solution of like, y'all should, instead of using Brando, use water. And they like water from the toilet. This society don't drink water. They just know it flushes shit and piss down the drain. They don't use it for nothing but that. Maybe showers. But this movie didn't really go into people taking showers and shit. I'm pretty sure they stink. Stink motherfuckers. They ain't smart enough to know no hygiene and shit. But so anyway, they changed the Brando from water. But President Camacho only gave him a week for the turnaround. So a week later, the plants ain't growing yet. So they put this nigga in the motherfucking gulag. They was like the rehabilitation. So his rehabilitation was to go up against 3 monster trucks. So while that's happening, Rita, she's trying to save him. So she gets this idea to pay the cameraman money to show the plants, because she eventually, after a while, the plants popped out and Rita was the only one to notice that the plants came out. So she paid the cameraman, that's because it's a TV show. Basically, rehabilitation is on fucking TV, on live TV. So they watch people get killed on live TV. So they show the plants. The president saved Joe from dying. Joe becomes the president. It's a nuclear reactor leaking in Florida. Joe becomes the president. Frito is the vice president, and Rita becomes the first lady. They have 3 kids, the 3 smartest kids in the world, and repeat Upgrade. So it's another character named Upgrade, which is Rita's pimp. He came from beyond the times to come get his bitch. But anyway, my whole thing with this movie is, let me explain the reason why they were watering Brando, the plants with Brando instead of water. Brando bought the FDA and the FCC. So a major corporation bought the FDA and FCC so they can have their way without any regulations, so they could feed the people, give the people whatever they want without being bothered, and that's going on in today's society. They feed us color red, dye yellow, whatever the fuck them shits be, that poisons us. And that's happening in today's society. Just like I feel like today's society is like less intellectual, less wise. Common sense is not common in today's society. And I feel like at the rate we're going, based on the public the budget in public education is not what it used to be. Not even what it used to be. Is at all. It's very low right now. It's not what we need to, like, educate the future. The future isn't being educated. They do not want to have like careers that contribute to society, such as, like, police officers, firefighters, plumbers, HVAC, truck drivers. They all want to do YouTube. And that's the problem, because I know why not follow the money, but where is society gonna be without? During COVID, they called them. We had a name for them: essential workers. Where would the world go with no essential workers? No ambulances, no nurses, no ER, nobody working in the ER. And the more with the progression of AI, the more we rely on AI to do things for us, the less we know, the less we can do. Imagine when self-driving cars come out, and like nobody gonna know how to drive. Nobody's gonna have the need to know how to drive properly, or the road signs, or left lane narrows, or narrow bridge. They just gonna be idiocracy. The motherfuckers is gonna be dumb, just like in this movie. Oh, did I cover the time machine? No, I did not. And it's a part of the movie, right? I'm picking my notes on the fucking recording. I'm not reshooting this bitch. Y'all gonna watch me pick my motherfucking nose. So, bomb. At a point, they were trying to find a time machine. Frito was supposed to. Yeah, I skipped that because I paused to go to So Frito is supposed to take Joe to a time machine, but the whole time the time machine was an amusement park ride. So there was never any chance for them to go back in time. So he just, after they figured that out, they just made their plate. I wouldn't be tripping. If I go from the most average person to being the smartest man in the world, I wouldn't want to go nowhere. I'd be chilling. That nigga hit the jackpot for real with that one. But my whole thing with movies, like, people say they predict the future, but to me, it's like just not just predicting shit, but it's a lesson to learn in every movie. A lot of movies aren't just to entertain. A lot of movies out here is to open your eyes. You just gotta watch it with your third eye instead of your two eyes. Watch it with all three, and you'll see a lot of shit in these movies that's like eye opening. Just like, what are we doing in today's society? We're lost. It's the blind leading the blind. Just like Terry Crews being the president in that movie. It's like Donald Trump being the president. After Donald Trump, who is it going to be? The Rock? Kanye? Who going to be our next president for real? A TikToker? But if you haven't watched Idiocracy, I think you should definitely. I don't think you should definitely check the movie out. It's a good watch, and you'll see exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. We're definitely heading into Idiocracy. But like, subscribe, comment, click that motherfucking notification bell and watch for some more motherfucking videos. Cause I'm gonna keep these bitches coming. I'm gonna keep content coming.
I got hot wings, bro. I need some hot wings.